With 50,000 Americans, mostly men, mostly black, behind bars for the crime of being poor, is it any wonder that so many see violence as the answer? When life is such an uphill battle, it's hard to live on faith and trust, especially when prison seems a probable future. The truth is, politicians are the real drug dealers, and they have sold us government heroin. It's the new slavery in America where voters have become addicted to the big lie. Let me explain. I'm Alan Cohen, director of freefamily.org and author of America Solved, a new family for the 21st century. What is the big lie? It's fraud, plain and simple. The tale that women can trust the government to take care of them, that they don't need to be responsible, that they don't need to marry, that they don't have to vet their sex partners in a way that they used to vet their husbands. Telling women government has their backs, that the power of government will force men to pay or go to prison, that all they have to do is point out the sperm donor and sign over their rights to collect money for their children. Wake up, people. It's a scam. Here is the first lie, the myth of the deadbeat. The government knew and has known for 50 years poor children means poor fathers. 70% of the child support owed today is from parents earning less than $10,000 a year. And for women, the bigger lie is that these fathers have no rights to their children, when our Supreme Court says the opposite. It has said that fathers and mothers have equivalent rights to custody of their children, and most child support orders are not custody orders, setting up mothers for a battle they never envisioned when they signed over their rights. For men, the biggest lie is the promise of justice. In reality, fraud is the stated government policy. Let's start with paternity and the idea of scientific proof. Genetic testing confirms that as much as 25% of child support orders are against men who are not the natural fathers. How can this happen in the day of advanced science? Because the government does not care. Let's take a look at the law that has been in place since 1996. We know that DNA testing is cheap and is 99.999% accurate. Yet a DNA test is not required to place a man's name on the child's birth certificate, something that not only makes him financially responsible, but gives him those equivalent rights to that child. It's just a con. And get this, the federal government is proud of it. It's in their own written policies. The idea is that when a man is at the birth, there is a magic moment. So when he is presented with an affidavit saying he is the father, he will gladly sign, even if he is not the natural father. The deadbeat myth gives government a free pass to establish paternity without scientific proof. But what does this have to do with the new slavery in America? It's all about government math and outdated laws. Old divorce laws assume one family. It was a time when people would marry young and their income would steadily rise with age. And the mother was a stay-at-home mom who would, of course, get custody. Today's child support laws assume full employment despite a lack of available jobs. Unlike taxes, child support is not based on what someone actually earns, but what they can earn. If someone has no job history, there is an assumption they can earn a full-time income at minimum wage. A successful job history simply raises the income plateau. So if someone has had past success but is now out of a job, that past income will be projected and imputed to him in the child support calculation. In the old days when families were stable, unemployment meant everyone would suffer, In today's world, unemployment or business failure are grounds for imprisonment. Of course, what the government doesn't know can't hurt you. Better to choose to earn in the underground economy or even something illegal like pushing street drugs. Child support calculations can leave the payer destitute or paying until death, which of course simply increases the poverty rate and multiplies fatherlessness in America. Government fraud is the cinder that burns in our streets. It's time we got smart and evicted those that were the evictors. End debtors' prisons and restore a sense of justice. For freefamily.org, I'm Alan Cohen. Thank you for listening.